Good evening, race fans, and welcome to the New Hampshire Motor Speedway tonight here from Loudon, New Hampshire. My name is Chad Dalton, and I'm joined tonight by two very special people in the booth, Evan Pucaso and Trevor Cameron. How are you guys doing tonight here, guys?
We're good, and we're looking forward to a great night of racing action for this special All-Star Invitational race we got tonight.
Absolutely, a very special race on hand here tonight here on the ETV Live, powered by the HD Radio Network and on ETV Live Radio as well. Tonight's race is, of course, the SARA versus Cars All-Star Invitational race here at New Hampshire and the late model on the iRacing simulation. And myself and Evan will be up here in the booth. We're going to also be joined by Trevor a little bit, and he'll be checking out things down on pit road tonight and keeping us up with all the latest stories there on pit road. Tonight's race is, like I said, an all-star race, so it is 75 laps. We will have two segments where we will have a competition caution, and they will invert the field, and so it'll make for some fantastic racing here tonight in these late model cars. Well, like I said, we are at New Hampshire, and we're going to go over quick track facts of the New Hampshire Motor Speedway here. And Evan, I tell you what, New Hampshire, they call it the Magic Mile. It's a flat racetrack, of course, 1 mile long. But it's located in Loudon, New Hampshire. Capacity is 105,491. It is owned by Speedway Motorsports, Inc. Broke ground in 1989, and the track opened officially in 1990. It is unknown, though, who the architect was of this fabulous racetrack. But, Evan, it is asphalt, and it's 1 mile, and it's a relatively flat track, like I just said.
That's right, we got 4 turns, your typical oval racetrack. Progressive banking, not much. 2 degrees on the bottom, 7 when you get up to the high side. That's not much, and barely 1 degree as you work through the straightaways.
Yeah, so not a ton of baking here. These guys will have to really slow the cars down as they enter into the turns. I've noticed that several of the guys here in the qualifying, the practice sessions, have been running in about the middle lane. So a good bit of braking will go on tonight here on these late model cars. We've got a good field tonight for this all-star race. And right now they're in the process of doing qualifying. And just wanted to point out that there are several awards coming out for this race. And I guess the first one that we'll get to is the Fast Track Sims Fastest Qualifier, which, like I just said, we're in the middle of qualifying. $30 will go to the fastest qualifier in tonight's race, and currently Justin Brooks is on pole. We probably have a couple more cars to go, so we'll have to wait and see if he can hang on for that top spot and walk away with $30.
And we have 24 drivers in tonight's race, 12 drivers from SARA, 12 from Cars for this all-star race, and Justin Brooks, he was fastest in practice, and right now he's sitting fastest in qualifying with about 7 cars to go. And $30 for fastest qualifier, that's a great sponsorship deal there. So lots of sponsors we have here tonight, so it's going to be a great race, and it's great to see everybody come together and make this thing work.
Absolutely, we should have a fantastic show for everyone here tonight. I want to go ahead and bring in the third member of our broadcast crew, who, like I said, will be helping us out a little bit here in the booth, and then also letting us know what's going on down on pit road, and that is one Trevor Cameron. Trevor, how you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm not doing too bad tonight there, Chad and Evan. Just taking a look at as these guys go around these qualifying laps here, and some guys are having a little bit of trouble, I noticed. I mean, this can be a tricky track to get around, and with these flat corners, and it's really easy to get loose and just kind of lose the rear end of the car there going around these corners. So this should be an interesting race with 24 cars out there.
And I guarantee you that pit road will be a busy place, especially around that competition caution. When we get to that point in the race here tonight, Trevor, do you think that we'll see any kind of strategy down there on pit road with 2 tires, 4 tires? What do you think we're going to see? I know that these late models, it takes a while to fill these cars up with fuel.
Well, that's the thing as well, and you know, this is not your sprint cup pit crews out here. I mean, these cars take a long time to service. I mean, with the mile track, I mean, you usually have enough time, but you're going to gain a lot of time if you put some strategy in there. But with such a flat track, I mean, it chews up the tires pretty good. So I can't imagine anybody going with 2 tires. But it's been a while since I've been on this track with the late models, so you never know. So I'll have to keep an eye and see if anybody tries to pull some strategy to get some track position out there.
Well, absolutely. It'll be interesting to follow all the stories here tonight for the New Hampshire Speedway. Again, this is an all-star race, and like Evan said a little bit ago, 24-car field, I do believe, and we are looking forward for some great racing. SARA, just so everyone knows, stands for the Sim Auto Racing Association, which was founded in October of 2012 by former traditional sports marketer and executive Paul Miles. The first series was the Sportsman Street Stock Series. Mark Roth designs the that's all one name, is the Outlaw Late Model Series was added this past January, and that is kind of where we've come here today with Matt Roth Designs being the overall sponsor of tonight's race. And we, like Evan said, we have a lot of sponsors here tonight. So the big main one, though, I do believe, is Matt Roth Designs. But CAR stands for what there, Mr. Evan?
Like you mentioned, Matt Roth Designs, the winner of this race, is going to get 2 tickets. The New Hampshire 200, the Town Fair Tire 100, and Global Rallycross. So it's a real great stuff we got going on here.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got a great sponsor there, and somebody is going to win those tickets, and I'm sure that will be a fabulous treat to win here tonight. Of course, we are ETV Live, the leader in sim broadcasting. Check us out at www.etv-eplay.net for all of your broadcasting wants and needs. We also have ETV Live Radio, which, go figure, is a radio, which plays classic rock. And it also has shows that talk about racing and iRacing in general. You can check those all out on etv-eplay.net. And right now the drivers are in the drivers' meeting, so we're awaiting the green flag here tonight for our all-star race here. And I think that we're going to go ahead and do a quick little commercial break, and then we'll come back, have the remainder of your pre-race show, and then we will go green flag racing tonight, 75 laps, here with this SARA versus Cars Invitational All-Star Race tonight here on ETV Live Radio.
If you're a serious online racing enthusiast, you need Derek Spear Design, maker of high-quality, custom-built and 50 caliber strong simulation racing products like button boxes, shifter pedals, component parts, and more. The advantage a championship sim racing driver needs. Rated 10 out of 10 by Inside Sim Racing TV. Check out his line of top-shelf sim racing products, reasonably priced at DerekSpearDesigns.com, and buckle in for a no-nonsense ride. DerekSpearDesigns.com today, cowboy.
And welcome back live, everybody, to the New Hampshire Motor Speedway for tonight's running of the SARA versus Cars All-Star Invitational Race here in the late models here on iRacing. And right before we get started here with the gridding and the green flag tonight, wanted to point out that what CARS stands for. And CARS stands for the Can-Am Racing Series, which was created in November of 2011 by Chris High and Greg Netherwood. So just wanted to give a quick background check on that. Those two had long since raced online but never raced together, but they have been longtime friends and wanted to find a way to be able to race with each other, and thus they created the Can-Am Racing Series. So a lot of friends out here tonight, and once again, my name is Chad Dalton. I'm joined in the booth by Trevor Cameron, who will be helping us down there on pit road, and of course Evan Picasso. Dang it, I've already screwed it up. So I'm sorry, Evan, but anyways, welcome everyone tonight to tonight's race. Looking forward to a lot of great green flag racing here. 75 lap race. We will have 2 segments that will throw a competition caution, and they will draw a random number for the invert, is what I have been told.
Yeah, they're discussing that right now in the drivers' meetings, and it's an interesting format similar to the Sprint Cup All-Star race. We have segments. We're switching up we're switching up positioning there on that competition caution, so it should be interesting to see how it shakes up, and then it'll be a dash there at the end. I believe it's the 50 laps for the second segment. But the cars, we figured out the name of that. They don't just run this, they have a late model series as well, and Chad Cole, who's with us tonight, he took the Season 1 championship, and Forrest Urban Jr. took Season 2, Cody Parker was a Season 3 champion, and Sam Edwards took the Season 4 championship for their late model tour. So it's great to see these guys get together and put on this great race for us, and you guys get to watch it.
Yeah, absolutely, and Chad Cole, that you just mentioned as one of the champions, is starting. Actually, I don't think he qualified, now that I look at the qualifying results there. So anyways, but he is in the field tonight, so we're probably going to start there from towards the rear of the field, but looking forward to a lot of great racing tonight and seeing what these folks have to bring for us. Again, the SARA versus Cars Invitational All-Star Race here, and on ETV Live and ETV Live Radio, which is powered by the HD Radio Network. And we're getting very close here, folks, to the gridding and the green flag for tonight's event, so I think it's time to kick it down for the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Let's go trackside for the command.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
And let's meet the starters for tonight's race. Starting on pole and winning that $30 prize is Justin Brooks in the number 59 machine. To his outside will be the number 91 of Justin Rosen.
On row number 2 in the third position, the number 41 of Chalmers Parker. And to his right, the 46 of Jared Boiros.
Starting in 5th place tonight will be the number 81 machine of Jesse Potter. And to his outside, the number 93 of Chris Roberts.
Row number 4 will be the number 57 of Greg Netherwood, and to his right in the 8th position, Trevor Williams.
Starting from the 9th position will be the number 28 of Robert Matthews, and to his outside is that number 87 machine, Patrick Hahn.
Row number 6 and starting 11th, the 72 of Ray Farlow, and starting 12th, the number 9 of Randy Schreck.
Row 7 will be the 85 of Mike Dielinger, and to his outside, Chris Cable in the 05.
Starting 14th is going to be the 05 of Chris Cable, and starting 15th, the number 30 of Nick Silver.
Sean Casso will roll off in 16th place in the number 67, and Matthew Eddy in the number 88 and 17.
18th will be the number, or the 00 of Ken Ballinger, and 19th will be the number 8 of Chad Cole.
Rolling off at 20th, the number 52 of James Edens as we go green right now here with the start of the race. We'll finish up the grid there in just a second as they take the green flag here. But starting in 21st was Mike Keene, 22nd was Sean
Breetzman.
Yeah, Sean
number
Breetzman,
18.
thank you. And Nathan Bowers started in 23rd. 24th was Matt Roth, of course, one of the sponsors here tonight, and Clay Sedner rolled off in 25th. But we are green, though. Sorry for that small delay there with our gridding, but pretty good start here, Evan. The first 4 are single file as they complete lap number 1. Everyone else getting fairly single file back through the field.
Yeah, the only double file that I see up the front is for 5th position now. They're going to slap the racetrack. But funny you mentioned the top 4. The top 4 in qualifying, they were in that exact same place in practice. Justin Brooks, Justin Rosno, Chalmers Parker, and Jared Boiros. They were 1 through 4 and 1 through 4 in practice and qualifying. So they're definitely the class of the field, so to speak. But that competition caution and the switching of the field will definitely throw a curveball into this race as we get a fairly green, nice clean start here as we're working lap 3 now.
Yeah, Justin Brooks is currently the race leader in that number 59 machine. Looking back through the field, though, looks like we've got a small battle here for the 7th position, rather, with the 93 machine of Chris Roberts and the 28 of Robert Matthews. Just making sure that actually, that's the 93 car. I'm confused. Anyways, these two guys, the 28 car of Matthew Roberts and Chris Roberts now, there we go, are battling here for the 7th position right now, but that battle looks like it's going to go to the 93 of Chris Roberts. Everyone else right now that I'm looking here in the top 10, pretty single file.
Yeah, this is not, definitely like you guys mentioned, this is not a Sprint Cup car, and this is not a, they obviously do this in the Sprint Cup, but this is not one of those typical 1.5 miles with the steep banking. I mean, 2 degrees doesn't sound like a lot as the caution flies
we got a crash here. Sorry to interrupt there, Evan, but we do have a crash here in turn 4, and I'm looking, it looks like the 9 car is involved, the 8 car was also involved, the 67 is involved. I see the 72 down here in the grass as well, so looks like about a 4 or 5 car crash. We're going to rewind to here and see if we can see what happened as they enter turn 3 and 4. We're going to watch this here on the replay, see if we can see what happened here.
Yeah, it looks like the number 9 machine got down low on the 87 of Patrick Hahey going into turn number 3, and with the flat racetrack, there's not much room for error. You got to have good communication, and maybe he thought he was giving him the line. 87 maybe didn't know he was there, just came down a little bit, and they spun out, collected a few other cars here.
Yeah, boy, the 52 car, though, just taking a look there, James Edens just drove straight through the middle of all that mess, so that was a good drive by him to get through it. Looking at the 9 car, he has a lot of damage there to that machine, and we're going to kick down to Trevor Cameron, who is on pit road and checking out these cars that are coming down with all this damage. Trevor, what have these crews got to do?
Well, I mean, like you said, there's been a lot of cars that have been damaged here, and, you know, these guys have got to get the old hammers out and get banging and beating here. And we've got, looks like the 9 cars rolling off, and doesn't look like he has that much damage. Trevor Williams is changing right sides. We have a car back there. Looks like Chad Cole is a little bit sideways in this pit stall trying to get some service done there.
And Chad Cole's race off to a bad start there. A lot of left rear damage, that number 8 machine. So hopefully his crew can get out there and get it fixed. And it looks like they did get it fixed there pretty quickly. So Chad Cole will return to the track, and hopefully we'll be able to continue on with a strong showing here tonight as the leaders cross the start-finish line here. And start lap number 7, I do believe.
And he did get that damage repaired for the most part. Maybe going to come back in later on, finish it off. And he didn't lose a lap, which is good, and especially at a short track like this. You definitely have less time on pit road, but good work by his crew to get that thing fixed really early in the race. So tough break for him, but hopefully they'll be able to get it fixed and contend for this later on in the race.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always a shame to see people struggle with getting into crashes this early in an event, especially when it's only a short race here, only 75 laps. So there's not a ton of time to really work on your car, especially if we had a lot of green flag racing. Of course, we do have the competition caution coming out later. So hopefully they can finish getting that car fixed up, and he can put himself in contention here tonight at New Hampshire.
That's right, and as we continue to pace here, single file, I don't think there's any cars on pit road, maybe a couple. We noticed that you guys were talking about, and we were talking about earlier in the pre-race show, pitting and maybe not a lot of 2 tires. It was interesting to see the number 59, Justin Brooks. He was playing games as they double up now. Looks like we're going to take the green next time by. But after that caution came out, gave a little fake there in pit road as 4 cars behind him. Looks like they were going to go in with him if he did. So judging by that, maybe everybody's going to try to stick with the leader, so it'll be interesting maybe on pit road by the looks of what happened there.
Yeah, that's a great point there, Evan. You know, and Justin may be trying to see how much trickery and how many games he can play with those guys, just to see if he can trick one of them to go down pit road. But you never know. I mean, these guys might come down pit road eventually and get 4 fresh tires, but we'll have to see what happens there, and I'm sure Trevor will be busy running up and down pit road, keeping all of that on track for us. But right now our leaders are going to come out of turn number 4 at pace car Ford Mustang, first pace car here from iRacing is going to peel off. The green flag is back out. Justin Brooks with a great start gets clear of the 91 machine, and he jumps up to that outside lane. And so far everybody looks pretty clean back there. A couple of side-by-side battles, and we got a little bit of a challenge there for the second place now. The 41 machine looking on the inside of that 91 car as they come off too.
And it's the progressive banking that will really differentiate the lines, and maybe passing will be a little bit easier in comparison. Oh, and we have contact up front. 1 car sideways, and not sure who that was, but we did have an incident. Multiple cars now down off the racetrack. No caution yet.
Yeah, look at here, Evan. The 38 machine, I believe the 87 car were both spinning there on the back straightaway just now, and the 38 machine has sustained heavy damage, and he is driving that thing barely back to pit road. So, but like you said, no caution. We stay under green. The 59 Justin Brooks continues to lead as they come through turns 3 and 4 here, but he does have company by the 91 and the 41. They are right behind him here. Not letting Justin get too far away.
Now, it looked like also the 81 car of Jesse Potter slid up a bit in turn 3 about a lap ago, and the 93 car tried to split the gap, got into him, and that took the 93 and the 30 out at that point. But no cautions have been thrown for those incidents, trying to get some green flag laps in, but it is still Justin Brooks leading that 91 of Justin Rosno.
Yeah, right now everybody pretty much single file trying to get into that preferred groove up around the outer edge of this racetrack here, which is where you basically, really, in a sense, is where you basically can race. And so you really got to be careful. We saw it already earlier there, Evan, with a guy trying to make a move to the inside, slid up the track a little bit and got into him, caused a crash. So it's very difficult. It's kind of a 1-lane track. and it's very difficult to get around this around this racetrack with side-by-side racing. But so far, most of the field is strung out single file.
And we did see a couple cars come down there on pit road. The number 51 of Matt Wolf, he came down. He's already back out on the racetrack. Number 38, Clay Snyder, he is still sitting in his pit box. And Chris Cable has also lost a lap. Now he's the first car a lap down in his number 05 machine.
And we are coming around to start lap number 14. No change at the front. In fact, the first three... Oh, and now we've got a caution on the racetrack, and it looks like we've got a big melee down here in turns number 3.
And the 81 machine of Jesse Porter involved. Looks like the 28 looked to go to the inside there and slid up a bit, tapped the 81 of Jesse Porter, spun him around right away. He managed to get it down on the grass. It looks like, the 28 got rammed by another car, so it looks like a 3-car incident off turn 4.
Yeah, that's a shame, and we've already seen that earlier. Oh boy, he did get hit pretty hard there by the 9 cars we're watching here on the E-Line here, with the 28 and the 81 involved in this crash. But we were just talking about that a minute ago there, Evan. A lot of guys, it's very difficult to pass here. A lot of guys are going to try and keep that car down on the bottom. It's very difficult to do, and we've seen it twice now. Guys slide up and make contact with the guy that they were trying to get around.
In very minimal banking, 2 degrees when you're running down low, 7 up high, so the high side has a little bit more grip, but this racetrack, 7 degrees, you tell that to a driver, that's not much. So these cars don't have a lot of grip. You can't just stick it in there. You really got to be patient and make smart moves. And it's not that anyone wasn't using their head there. Just trying to race it hard, and the car just gets loose. You can't prevent that. But everyone's going for the win here. So just a racing incident, and that's going to bring out our second caution of the day as we work lap 15 as we pace down the backstretch.
Yeah, and the 28 of Robert Matthews did come down pit road there, and his crew fixed up the damage. He had a few beats and bangs, mostly in the rear of that race car, so they have banged with the hammers out there, and it looks as though they've got most of that fixed, so he should be able to return to normal racing, which is good to see, because that was a difficult crash to be a part of right there in turns 3 and 4. Trevor Cameron, do you have anything to update us on with pit road under this caution?
Well, I'm just actually looking here at I've ran down to the 9 pit of Robert Schreck here, and that car is all kinds of sideways, and he's still sitting in his pit stall as the crew continues to work on it, and he's just now pulling out, but that car does not look healthy, so I don't think he'll be too long here for this race, but he's going to get out on the track and at least try to make some laps, but that car does not look good.
Hopefully he can get the car back out there and continue on racing here at tonight's race. Do want to point out Chris Cable, the 05 machine, is the lucky dog for this caution, as he has been waived by the pace car. And he will get that lap back that you mentioned that he was down just a few minutes ago. So good to see Chris back there on the lead lap.
And pace lights still on, so I think we're going to take the 1 to go as we cross the start-finish line. And Trevor can correct me if I'm wrong here, but I don't think we've seen any drivers from the front necessarily. I don't think we've had any come down for fuel or tires. I think it's mainly been damage control.
Yeah, I haven't seen anybody actually doing any strategy here. The only car I mentioned that was down pit road before that was the 05, who just got the lucky dog. He was down when the first caution came out, and he actually did take right side tires when he came down. I'm not sure what the strategy was behind that. Also down here, the 38 car that was spending a lot of time in pit road, he is now taking his car back to the garage, so I think he's going to call it a night.
Well, that's a shame to end the race this soon, only working lap 17 of 75, so disappointing for him and his team, I am sure, to already be behind the wall, but the pace lights are off the top of the pace car here, and we're going to go back green as they've doubled them up. Of course, our leader, the 59 of Justin Brooks, who has led every lap thus far, and he's got a good-looking car there.
A fast race car indeed, and the first racing Ford Mustang pace car is going to dive to pit road, and there goes the 59. Justin Brooks going to get a a good jump there, take the lead as they or remain the lead, sorry, as they cross the start-finish line. But here comes the 91 of Justin Rosno. Looks like he may have been challenged by the 41 of Thomas Parker on the start, but he managed to clear him as they entered turn number 1, and he will maintain that second starting position as they single file out to about the eighth place as they work down the backstretch.
Yeah, and we are getting closer and closer to that competition caution coming out, I believe, on lap 25. They're going to get everything sorted out. We'll know the invert number there about lap 26, so that's coming soon. So I'm sure these guys are all just trying to make it for these next 5 or 6 laps with a nice clean car so that they can race for the second half of the race here. We've got a battle now for second place, as it wasn't much of a battle. It only lasted for 1 turn. But the 41 machine jumps into second, but the 91 now is dropping back. He's gotten stuck on that outside lane, and Evan, he's losing several spots here as they go through 3 and 4.
It looked like he was scraping the wall there as he came off turn 2, and he is stuck on that high side, and it looks like, as you mentioned earlier, the preferred lane may be the middle of the track. So when there's a car under you, you can't really squeeze him down that much, especially with how loose these cars are. He's going to manage to pull back now in line in front of the 52.
Yeah, and we do want to point out the 87 car just spun on the front straightaway, but it looks like he's gotten going again, so no caution on the racetrack. Again, the top 8 or so cars are single file again. We've got a little bit of a battle brewing here with the 93 machine and the 18 car, as it looks like they are battling currently for around the 8th, 9th position. The 18 was looking to the inside of the 93, but then had to back out to avoid doing what we've already seen a couple of times here tonight and sliding up into the 93 machine. So not much of a battle there for our top 8. They're just riding. Like I said, that competition caution is coming up very soon. So these guys are all pretty much single file in that outside lane.
And at 87 of Patrick Haughey, he is down on pit road. I took a quick look at the replay there. It looks like he was almost trying to go 3 wide there on the exit of turn 4, 0-0, slid up the track, made slight contact, and that spun him around with such free race cars. He's going to come down pit road, probably make repairs and take tires. But back up front still, the number 59, Justin Brooks, opening up about a second lead now on Thomas Parker for second place.
Yeah, he's made a good bit of time here during this 2 or 3 lap, maybe 4 lap green flag run that we are working on here on that 41 machine. So pretty impressed so far with Justin Brooks. He's doing what he needs to do. Still early stages of the race, but so far he's doing what he needs to do.
And there are 2 laps until we hit the competition caution. I think we're single file till about 13th place as we have cars stacking up a bit off the exit of turn number 2. Everyone's slow. The number 67 machine, or is number 97, sorry, Trevor Williams, he is right in the middle of that. He has worked his way through, so maybe a checkup there off 2, and everybody had to hold up their great drivers. They managed to keep them straight and keep them all on the racetrack as they are working now lap 24.
Yeah, the 8 car, unfortunately, Jack Cole now is kind of, I don't really want to say stuck on the bottom, but he got on the bottom there and he started to lose time. Now he gets back up to the outside and he's trying to get to the outside of the 81 machine. Boy, that was really tight going down there into turn number 3, and I think he's going to be able to, yeah, there he goes. He's going to get to the outside now, so Jack Cole looking to pick up a position here. That will put him in 11th, and he can complete that pass. And just ahead of them, we've got a big blob of cars here racing. That would be Mike King is in this group. Sean is in the group with, I think that's the number 18 machine. And Greg Netherwood and also Chris Roberts. They were almost 3 wide coming off of turn 2 right there. So these guys are starting to pick up a little bit of business here. This is a battle for about 7th, 8th, and 9th as we should be coming this time by to get that competition caution.
And they're going to race it to the line. It's the 59 of Justin Brooks. He's going to cross the checkered line to take the lead at the competition caution. So all the leaders will now come down pit road this time by. They're going to maintain position, and we are going to figure out what's going to go on here. This will be the curveball of this race, and it's really going to shake things up.
Yeah, every driver this time by will come down the pit road, and they will, race control has informed me that they will let me know what the invert number will be as soon as they get it. So we will let you guys know that here as soon as I get that information, but all of our leaders, well actually the whole field for that matter, will be coming down pit road here and we will sort out the invert here and get ready for the second segment of this all-star race here on ETV Live.
And if it wasn't for this competition caution and shake-up, the man in the hot seat right now is definitely Justin Brooks. Fastest in practice, took the pole in qualifying, and I believe has led every single lap, so he definitely has a good race car. So depending on where he gets shuffled back here, he's just going to try to keep it clean if he has to move up through the field, be smart about it. We still have, so we're on lap 27, this is a 75 lap race, or 80 lap race, sorry. So they still got a long way to go after this gets shuffled out, so just play it smart, work your way through the front. We'll probably see a couple more cautions and go for it at the end.
Yeah, so all of our cars now are in their pit stalls, and we are under, I guess you could say, the red flag as we sort out the invert here for the second segment here. Working lap 27 of 80. We're going to take a quick commercial break here on ETV Live Radio. We'll be right back.
Coming to a comfortable lead, coming out of 2. He's got about 8 car lengths, put it half a second over to Wayne Vincent as Chad Cole works the number 2 spot.
Time is running out. Vincent's got it. Cole wants it to the wall. Chevrolet puts the bumper to the 13 of Vincent. Vincent not backing down. He's in second. You know, when we got one car on the bottom of the 10 cars.
And welcome back here to New Hampshire Motor Speedway for tonight's running of the SARA versus Car Invitational All-Star Race. We are currently sorting out our invert. We have figured out that we are going to invert 12 cars here tonight in this race. Evan, this is going to shake up the field a lot. It looks like the 81 machine of Jesse Porter is going to become the race leader.
That's right, he pulls off pit road first, and he will be the leader after this shake-off. And right behind him, it looks like it's going to be the 8 machine, Chad Cole. Chad Cole's going to be starting second, followed by the 04 of Mike King will be the top 3 after this.
Yeah, we're going to roll them off here one by one. They will pace at a very slow speed, about 20 miles an hour here on the back straightaway until we get everyone in the position that they need to be. Race control working very hard and diligently at this. Then they will throw the caution, which I think they just did, and that will allow everyone to get back into a orderly line, and we will line them back up and go for some more racing here. So race control still working hard to get everybody sorted out, and as you see on your screen, everybody lining up here at a very slow rate of speed on the back straightaway. Right now, I think we only have, well, I don't know, probably 8 or 9 cars left to go here on pit road.
And this is definitely going to shake up this race. When you look at when you look at who's going to be sitting on the quote-unquote new pole, so to speak, here on lap 27, Jesse Potter, he gets bumped up there from 13. So that's a 13 position increase as here comes the pace car. So that's really going to help him sort things out here as everyone gets out. This is definitely going to be the deciding factor in the race. If you're up at the front, Justin Brooks' number 59 car, you've led the whole race, so you know you have a fast car. He hasn't really been challenged all night, so he has to just remember that you're going to have about a little bit under 50 laps here when they go back green, so he just needs to keep his car clean, not get any real risky positions, and just slowly work his way up through the field, be smart about it, and try to be able to be in contention for the checkered flag at the end of the race.
And again, we inverted 12 cars here, so the 81 Jesse Potter is the lucky guy who gets to step up. Hey, lucky number 13, I guess, because he was in 13th position, and now he will assume the race lead. So that's a big shakeup. Remember, he was running. He's been running mostly in that 13th position, maybe a couple ahead or a couple behind. So now all of a sudden he's got that clean air, and that's a big difference there. So we're last couple of cars here are gaining with the getting to the end of the field, and we should be getting them back under the yellow flag, as we're under the red flag right now, even though the pace car continues to drive around. I guess it's checking for debris and all that good stuff. So Trevor, man, I hate to put you on the spot, but this is going to shake up a lot of people's strategy. Are you hearing anything on the radio?
No, right now mostly the radio's with race control trying to get everything sorted out here, but I'm really looking forward to seeing what that 59 car can do now that he's going to be back in traffic, because he showed that he had speed to be out front, but without the clean air there, it's going to be interesting to see how patient he is to try to get back up towards the front.
Yeah, then this is, like we've mentioned several times here tonight, very difficult track to pass on. In a way, it's almost a one-group track. You run up against the well, not up against the wall. You run up about the third lane or so. So it's very difficult to pass here, and as we've already seen a couple times tonight, some wrecks have been created from trying to pass. So it's very difficult to get around people here. So it will be very interesting. It's a great point, Trevor, to see how the 59 of Justin Brooks will compose himself and get back up through the field. So because he's led every lap to this point. So I think we've only got one or two more cars that are catching up to the field, and we should see all these guys roll and form back up in an orderly line and go back to some green flag racing. Of course, this is the SARA versus Cars Invitational All-Star Race with the Can-Am Series and the Sim.
And as the pace car, sorry about that, as the pace car circles here, it looks like everybody lined up here on the backstretch. They're just finishing out with race control. Race control just came with the radio, said it looks like we're ready to go, making sure everyone's in the right order. The only car that I do not see with everybody on the backstretch is the number 17 of Nathan Bowers. Not sure what his situation is, but he is still sitting in his pit box.
Yeah, it's very interesting there. I wonder if they are having a bit of an issue getting the motor to restart, because after all, we work under a red flag condition, so it's curious to see what's going on with the 17. Trevor, do you know what's going on down there?
Yeah, actually, I was just listening to race control here, and I think there was a problem with the way that he was lined up, and somehow I think he actually got a lap ahead of the entire field because of not being lined up properly. So I think they're just holding him back a lap so that he can give that position back, so that he's hasn't lapped the entire field, which would make for a very boring rest of the race, I'd imagine.
Yeah, absolutely. We don't want to see that. So, well, that's good to know. Good to stay on top of that there, Mr. Cameron. So it looks like our field is scattered all over the place as we head into turn number one. This, again, we're going to take a couple of pace laps here and make sure that we have everybody lined up in the correct position that we need to be lined up. As you see the pace car now coming to take over with the 81 machine of Jesse Potter, who's now our race leader. He picks up the pace car. So this should sort everything out now, and we should be going back to green flag racing here momentarily.
And they're not going to waste a lot of laps doing this change by throwing their own caution, not calling the pace car out, which is real smart of them. They're only on lap 28. Everything's getting sorted out, and that is indeed what happened with the 17, because I'm looking at the times. He's 6 minutes ahead of everybody else as we were sorting things out, so that would not be too entertaining there at the end, but they're doubled up. The pace car lights are still on, so we got at least one more time around, and we're going to be ready to go back green.
Yeah, actually, I just want to mention one other thing here, guys, is when I was unsure as to how the rules were going to be handled here, but all the drivers were able to service their cars even though we were officially under a red flag type condition. So everybody has fresh rubber and a full tank of gas on those cars here, so we don't have to worry about any pit strategy for the next little bit of the race here.
Well, that's also good information to know there. I was wondering, I didn't get a chance to see if those guys got any service for their pit cars, but it's good to know. And it looks like the 51 machine is our lucky dog. That is also one of the sponsors here tonight. Matt Roth Designs, driving that number 59 car. Matt Roth, he is our lucky dog here as we are getting set to go back green. Of course, the 81, Jesse Potter, is your race leader to his outside. The number 8 machine of Chad Cole. Greg Netherwood will restart in 3rd. Mike King will restart 4th. And Chris Roberts will roll off in 5th. And just to let you know, Justin Brooks is in 12th place. He was the race leader and has a very fast car. They're coming off at, oh wait, never mind. Race control has just thrown the caution out again. I think we were having a small problem with scoring. So we are not going green just yet.
And Matt Rolfe, as you mentioned, Matt Rolfe Designs is the title sponsor of tonight's race. And an extra thing that they're throwing in there, the top placing driver with the Matt Rolfe Designs paint scheme also gets a free Matt Rolfe Designs t-shirt. That's about a $20 value. So great prizes we have on the line tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll go ahead and take a moment to toss out a couple of others real quickly. The highest placing SARA driver in tonight's race, of course these are 2 different leagues racing here tonight. The highest placing SARA driver will get $10 from paidtorace.com. The highest finisher will, with the XS paint logo on their race car, XS Energy that is, will win 1 case of XS Energy. So those are a couple of other things. As now it looks like scoring has been sorted out, and we are coming out of turn number 4. That Ford First Mustang pace car is going to take that hard left turn that we also love, and the 81 car is away, green flag back out here on lap number 31. Pretty clean start. The 81 clears the 8. And we'll move to that outside lane. Everyone else is pretty clear so far, but there's a lot of 2x2x2 back through there, Evan.
Yeah, it looks like only really our leader, single file now, is the top 3 single file. Lots of double wide, 3 wide here, back for about 9th position, I believe, as they're going to work 3 wide into turn number 1. They made it work. Good driving there, and this is basically a fresh start to the race. You can count those first 25 laps or so almost as a second qualifying, because that doesn't matter right now. These are where you're going to be starting, and you're going to have to race to the finish from your position, so you got to start working up. And especially for Justin Brooks, who is up to 10th position now after that lap as he is working by on the inside.
Yeah, we've got a battle for the lead down the back straightaway here, Evan. The 8 machine looking to the inside, Chad Cole. He had him there for a little while, but that outside low, boy, that's going to get really close coming out of 4. They didn't make contact. They continued down the front straightaway. The 81 will clear Chad Cole, and Chad Cole jumps up in line behind the 81. Boy, it's just so difficult to pass here. And Chad Cole finding that out here, but he's trying him there again on the inside. Got a little loose, though, but he's still hanging there on the inside a little bit, but he falls back in line now.
Yeah, that number 8 machine fishtailed it as they went into turn number 1. And passing is so difficult with the minimal banking. You'll see he'll get it in there on the entrance of the corner, but you can't just get back to the gas. Your car's going to push up the racetrack, so he gets a little bit. 81 beats him on the exit. He's definitely beat him on the entrance. So interesting to see how that works out, as he seems pretty dedicated to that low line. As the number 04 machine now, Mike King, he's waiting in the wings along with the 18 of Sean Breitzman. They're looking right there, so they can't go side by side necessarily here for the lead. Let other people catch up to them. So you got to think maybe just ride for a bit, be smart about it, and go from there.
Yeah, but we have all 21 cars on the lead lap within 4.5 seconds of each other right now. So these guys have stepped up the game here after that break in the action. They're all going for it now. First side-by-side action on the racetrack right now, though, is the battle between the 93 machine and it looks like the 91 car on his out. Oh, boy, they almost made contact coming out of turn 2. That's the battle for 8th place right now, as the 93 is now getting some action from the 65 machine, I believe, or the 59, just kidding. That is Justin Brooks making his way back up to the field, and he's going to make contact with him as they come off turn number 4. Got into the back of the 93. Both drivers are okay though and continue forward, but that was really close to being a crash, as Justin Brooks seems to be making that inside lane work fairly well for him.
That's right. Oh, more contact as they work. Oh, they're into the wall.
Oh,
93, Chris Roberts. He's right behind him now. The 59 machine, Justin Brooks, was in the wall there. Gave a shot to the 41 machine. Now 85 looking on his bumper. They're all stacking up as we work through lap 36. Back out front, though, Jesse Potter. He took the lead on that competition caution. He has not given it up so far into number 8 of Chad Cole, who was looking on the inside there, trying to make a pass there a couple laps ago. He has since been passed by the 04 of Mike King.
Yeah, Mike King making a little bit of noise in that Mountain Dew machine. Beautiful race car right there. So he's trying to get up there and race Jesse Potter for this race lead. And Evan, I'm looking at this. Our top 7 race cars are all within about a second or so of each other. So these guys are all within fighting position for that lead, as it looks like the 9 machine, I'm getting a report, that is Randy Schneck, has taken it to the garage. That was a report down there from pit road. Trevor Cameron running up and down pit road. I'm sure he's getting worn out there, but he's doing a great job for us tonight. And of course, Evan and myself are up here in the booth with you, and John down there working the controls, bringing you all these great camera views tonight of this here race, as we've got a little bit of a battle for the lead brewing up here now. The 04 looking to the inside, Evan.
He's sticking it down there on the low line. That's what Chad Cole tried to do, and he gets real sideways there off turn 2. Managed to hang on to that machine, and the caution will fly.
Yeah, we've got a crash here right out of turn number 2. Trying to see if I can see who that was that was involved in the crash. It looks like the 85 machine was involved in the crash. And I'm going to have to back it up here on the replay, and we can see if we can see what happened to the 85 machine.
It looks like he just got a little bit sideways off turn 2, which we saw with Mike King. Not a lot of grip on this track, and 30 car was down there, nowhere to go. Made slight contact, and he spun it out, made pretty significant left side damage to that race car. Looks like the back bumper's pretty beat up. No other cars got into him, and he spun around. He is currently down on pit road.
Yeah, Trevor, looked like he backed that car in pretty hard in the outside wall. Do you think that his crew's going to get that fixed?
Yeah, he's down there right now. He's getting right side tires on here. Taking a look at the car, she's pretty beat up on the left-hand side there. He's still sitting in the pit road as they get out the hammers, and he's going to go ahead and change left side tires as well.
And it looks like we've got some takers from our top 10. The 91 machine's coming down. The 59, Justin Brooks, is also on pit road. And this is a little bit of an interesting pit strategy here. And let's go to the 59's pits. Trevor, what do you got for us?
Just running down here right now, and the 59 pulls it in. And I'm waiting for the crew to jack up. Then they jack up the right side here. Wow, there's a busy pit road here. Looks like he's staying in, and looks like he's left as well.
Yeah, it looks like the 41 and the 91 took 4 tires as well, and they are down and away already. The 59 lost a few positions there, actually, as it looks like their stop was a little bit slower than everyone else's. Justin Brooks' pit stop there, I'm showing, was a 23-second stop, so sure his pit crew not too thrilled about that one in comparison to the 41 machine. He had a 17-second pit stop there, so not sure what went down with the 59 machine there, but hopefully he didn't lose too many positions.
Yeah, actually, I'm just looking down at the 97 pit of Trevor Williams, and he just took right side tires, so some strategy going on there.
And we'll have to keep an eye on him and see if he can make those 2 tires work. We were talking earlier about strategy with the 2 versus 4 tires, so it'll be interesting to keep an eye on him and see if those 2 tires do work or if 4 is the way to go.
In one battle that I noticed, it was getting interesting there. The caution may have saved him. Patrick Hawley and Nathan Bowers were battling for the last car, or the first car, sorry, 1 lap down, and the 87 of Patrick Hawley, he beat out Nathan Bowers. They were right next to each other, so they were racing for that. 87 did come down pit road, Not sure if that he has been waving around the pace car. There he goes for his lucky dog. So now that will leave Nathan Bowers the first car lap down, followed by Mike Bellinger in 23rd position, and 24th and 25th of Randy Schreck and Clay Snyder have had rough nights, and they have retired their race cars to the garage.
Yeah, so out of a 25-car field, we only have 23 left in tonight's event, which is a good number here tonight, as you see the wave around going around the outside of the pace car right now. And I think that we should be coming around next time, and the pace lights will go off, and we should go green here in a couple of laps, or maybe even this lap actually now, as it looks like the field is doubling up. So we're going to go back racing here tonight, and I tell you what, this has been a great race so far. Evan, do you have anyone that you think, I know we inverted the field, but do you have anyone you've been keeping your eye out on that might sneak up there and get the win?
Well, I've actually been looking up front here at that 04 of Mike King, and when he did pass that 8 of Chad Cole, it was on the bottom, which Chad Cole was favoriting, and it seems like if you're going to make the pass there on the bottom, you have to stay dedicated. You can't just pull out of that. But now the Ford First Racing Mustang pace car pulls off pit road, or pulls onto pit road in the 81 of Jesse Potter, will lead them to the green flag and resume first place as he slides up in front of the 04 as they enter turn 1.
Yeah, the 04, Mike King dives into the inside there. Those guys switched basically positions from where they restarted. Mike King got a pretty good drive off of turn 2. Is it going to be enough to clear the 81? It's going to be really close as they head down into turn number 3, but I think he's going to clear him. We have a new leader here, the 04, Mike King.
And the 8, all kinds of sideways. Chad Cole on the bottom, and the number 81 of Jesse Potter. He is now second as we're looking at 3 wide. Not going to quite get there for second place. That 81 car, as he makes contact with the 52, he gets shoved out of line. Tough break for the 81, but I was watching the last lap. He's got some neon green gloves there in the race car, and they were working on the high side trying to keep that car underneath him. So real loose race cars. He's going to drop a couple positions now, battling with the 28. He's still stuck on the high side, 2 lanes down low on him. Now he's going to pull in front of the 51. So he has lost significant positions as they're also 3 wide behind him.
Yeah, he basically went to the rear of the field here with that, and that one lap with the contact there with the 52 machine that put him way up out of the groove. And so it's unfortunate for the 81 there, who was in the race lead. It'll be interesting to see if Jesse Potter can come back up to the field. I think scoring dropped him to 12th place. So we'll have to keep an eye on the 81, see if he can work his way back up to the field, as the action is picking up right around here where the 05 is. Chris Gable, remember, he was lapped down not too long ago. He's back on the lead lap, and he's driving his way up through the field. He's currently riding in the 9th position on the outside of the guy who dominated the early part of the race, the 59 machineer Justin Brooks. It's a pretty good battle right here between these 3 cars.
And the sense of urgency has definitely picked up. We are 2 wide and 3 wide. The majority of the field, I think top 4 drivers, maybe top 5. No, top 4 drivers single filed out, and then we have a battle for 5th side by side with the 67 of Sean Casto in the 91 machine. Oh, and the 52 car
52.
Spinning down the front stretch.
And he was in 3rd place, the 52 machine of James Edens. And it was unfortunate to see him be spinning here on the front straight. We're going to see if we can do the rewind here and figure out what happens to him. I'm just looking at it on my replay. It looks like he got very, very loose coming out of turn number 4 and got a little bit of help from the 18, who almost didn't have anywhere to go. As you're watching out here on the E1, the 52 gets really loose coming out of 4. 18 barely gets in the back of him. That sends the 52 around and into the inside wall. The 18 made some contact with the outside wall there as well, so we'll have to see if he has any damage on that car. But tough break there for the 52, who was running in 3rd.
Yeah, and he backed it into the inside wall there, pretty significantly actually. He did a good job of keeping the car under control, not nosing it in there, but he's going to have some pretty fair rear damage there. And the 18 car really had nowhere to go. The 52 was loose, and all it took was the slightest tap to send him around. Not sure if the 18 will have any significant contact. He barely grazed the outside wall on turn 4, but it is the 04 of Mike King, your leader, as he dashes down pit road.
Yeah, we're going to have a busy pit road here. All of the leaders, except for a few, actually. Never mind. Not all of the leaders. Only a couple of the leaders that are coming down pit road. Trevor, what do you got for the 04 and the 8?
Just running down here. You know, running up and down this pit lane takes time.
That it does. Looks like the 04, though. Right sides are up in the air. I'm thinking that most people here, Evan, are going to take 4 tires. As we've been discussing most of the race, 4 tires seems to be better than 2. And Trevor, it looks like most everybody getting 4.
Yeah, from everybody that I can see here taking 4 here, I'm going to take a quick look and make sure, see if anybody pulled the strategy card on this one.
Looks like the 97 machine, I believe that might be the 57. I can't tell who that is. 57 car, that's who it is. Looks like he won the race off of pit road, so he may have taken 2 tires.
I'll take a quick look at that there, Chad.
57 of Greg Neverwood there on pit road. Beautiful race car there with that pink flare coming out with it and the mix of white there. So a couple of lap down cars now on pit road. The 17 and Nathan Bowers is coming down the pits. He should be our lucky dog under this caution. We'll have to find out officially from race control. He's in his pit stall now. I would assume for 4 tires. 00 is also on pit road. So a couple of extra cars making their way down pit road here. But we have a new leader now. The 67, Sean, is taking over the lead when the 81 pitted there under that, or excuse me, the 04 pitted under that caution there.
And look who's back, the number 59 machine, Justin Brooks. 3rd place now after being shuffled back. I'm not sure if he's going to have to come back down pit road eventually in this race, but he's up to 3rd.
Yeah, he actually pitted under the last caution, if I'm not mistaken, so he has relatively new tires. And it looks like most of the people that are lined up directly behind him did not come down pit road, so he's got himself the track position now, so it'll be interesting to see what he can do with it as we are working lap number 52. We're starting that right now. So we are getting very close to the end of the race here tonight. And I think it's been a good one so far. Looks like the pace lights are out atop the pace car. There goes the lucky dog, the 17 machine, and Nathan Bowers, who will be our lucky dog here. We're going to double them back up and turn them loose. We're getting close to the finish here, Evan.
And it almost seems like from now and from the previous caution and restart till now, that almost seemed like the last 10 laps of the race. We saw 3 wide, and probably there was a 4 wide at some point in there. Real loose race cars, everyone trying to battle for position. Great racing. They're almost going to try to dirt track it. Someone's got to remind them that this isn't a dirt track. But pace car works into turn 3, and we're going to let them loose.
Yeah, we're going to turn them loose, and we're getting close to the finish. Like you said, these guys were really wild on the last restart, so we'll have to see what happens. This restart, that pace car is off. Boy, the big checkup of the field, though. This is going to cause a big wreck back here, big crash now. So we've got a huge crash, and I'm trying to figure out who that was involved. Looks like the 85 car is involved. The 87 is also involved. The 88 was involved. A few other cars involved, but there is no caution as we continue racing off of turn number 2.
And we saw a new leader, the 67 of Sean Casto, and he was doing different restart strategy. I think the 59, the 05 were anticipating that he was going to gun it right away, as we saw the leader doing. He was going to wait a bit longer, and that caused a big checkup, and black flags, I think, are going to be cleared by race officials in that mix-up, but no caution as that happened before the start-finish line, the majority of it on the restart there. So no caution for that. That's going to really shuffle things out here, but it's the 67, Sean Casto, in the lead, but a side-by-side battle for second place. The 59 of Justin Brooks on the bottom of the 91 of Justin Rose now for second position, and the 41 machine, Chalmers Parker, waiting in the wings, looking and contact between the 91 and the 59.
Yeah, boy, those guys have been beating and banging for the last couple of laps there. I think the 59 wants to get back into second there, but the 91 not going to give him the spot. Oh, this 59 and the 67 made contact there coming out of turn 2, and now we have a wreck. Caution is out on the speedway as 'cause it looks like we have a crash here in turn down the back straightaway. Actually, we're going to see if we can see who this was.
And several cars involved in that incident. I'm looking. It looks like the 81 car ends up in front of the field, hits the 72 and the 04. Nowhere to go. Not too positive what caused that.
Yeah, I'm also seeing the 46 and the 51 were spinning down on the back straightaway here, Evan, and trying to get the replay up here so we can show all the fans out there. You're going to see the E-Wine right now. See if we can take a look at it. It looks like the 05 and the 81 make contact. I put the 81 on the wall. The 30 car kind of got in the back of the 51, I think. That knocked the 51 sideways, and the 46 unfortunately just got nailed in the side. Mike King, the 04, who was leading there a minute ago, got turned around and hit the 46. The 81, though, took a wild ride, flipping down the back straightaway. Boy, that was a big crash. There was at least 5 or 6 cars involved in that one by my count.
And that didn't really look like anyone got loose, just their lines slightly overlapped, and he went head-on and got plowed by the number 72. And how a race can change. He was leading at the competition caution, and just about 25 laps later, you're barrel rolling down the back straightaway. So that's how these races go. Back up front is going to be the 67 of John Casto, who is leading us. And we also had a pretty aggressive battle there for second between the 91 and the 59, beating and banging on each other's race cars.
Yeah, and when I kick it down to Trevor Cameron, a busy pit road there, a lot of cars with a heavy damage. Trevor, what's going on down there in the pits?
So what's going on down here in the pits is there's a lot of hammers banging into a lot of sheet metal right now. I'm seeing heavy damage on a lot of these cars down here. The 87, the 57, the 93. These guys are just sitting on pit road, and the drivers are just sitting there angry behind the wheels as the crews just try to get these cars into some sort of shapes that they can actually get back out on the track.
Yeah, it looks like a couple of cars peeling out of the pits here. Do want to point out that the 81 car, Jesse Potter, I think he has taken that car to the garage, and hopefully he's gone to the Info Care Center to make sure that he is okay after that flipping down the back straightaway there, because that was a pretty wild ride there for the 81 machine. So unfortunately, it looks like his night will be done.
And Mark Bielinger, he gets the lucky dog, so he will get back onto the lead lap here. And I'm looking at the rear end of the 67 of Sean Castle. They're on the backstretch, so we don't have the greatest view up here from the commentating booth, but it looks like he has some rear end damage, probably from that checkup got ran into the back of. Not probably going to affect him too much, but if that spoiler is bent, might slightly affect some downforce. So it's interesting to see with that. Same with the 91 machine, also some right rear damage by the looks of it.
Yeah, a lot of those cars got some damage, like you said, during that big checkup. It'll be interesting to see how Sean restarts this race again after the last one, as it looks like our lucky dog this time goes back around the track. I believe that's the 85 machine. So we're going to double back up here for the restart.
And as we work into turn number 2, we're going to go green to take lap 60 out of this 80 lap race. So that's about 20 or 21 laps to go. I'm thinking we're going to see another caution. This intensity spiked right after that competition caution. I was thinking they'd probably just play it safe, be nice to each other, cruise for a bit, but they're battling for it. And it'll be interesting here with a 20 lap shoot up, but I don't think we're going to stay green for it. These cars wicked loose on this kind of track, so it'll be interesting to see what goes down.
Yeah, it will be, and like we've mentioned several times, very difficult to pass. We've already seen that plenty of times, but the field working through 3 and 4 right now. That pace car is going to make that famous left-hand turn. Going to be interested to see what the restart is like here. The 67 bringing him down nice and slow, and he jumps, and we are at green. Much better restart this time around. Nobody really checking into each other. As the 67 dives to the outside, now to the inside goes the 91. Side by side for the lead at turn number 1.
And the 91 machine waited, and as soon as that 67 came up in front of him, dove to the inside, hard contact down the back stretch. 67 is going to remain in the front. Yes, 91, Justin Rose now, down off the racetrack. No caution is thrown, and that's the kind of shakeup. He is down now in the on the apron there. He's going to work his way back up onto the track. So there goes your second place car, and now battling for the new second place car, number 59, Justin Brooks. He's looking for second air on his inside, the number 41 of Chalmers Parker. Oh, they make slight contact, maybe coming off turn 2.
Yeah, boy, everybody making contact right now. The 59's been making contact with a good amount of people the last few laps. Just hard racing going on right now. These guys know they're getting down to the end of the race. Looks like the 41 may clear the 59, and he will, coming out of turn number 4. So new second place. Man, that 41 car, he's been in the top 5 pretty much all night long. So and he dives to the inside now. Battle for the race lead.
And as he dives it down in there, he's going to make it stick. The back end washed out. And contact for the lead now. 67 up. Knocked off speed onto the high side. The 41, Chalmers Parker, is going to maintain.
Big wreck. Big crash here, Evan. In the middle of the back straightaway, at least 4 cars involved. Right here in the middle of the... we got more cars now piling in. The 17's involved. The 52 is involved. Let's see if I can see who else is involved here. Looks like the 05 is in another crash, and that car is very hurt right now. But this just happened in the middle of the back straightaway here, about a 5-car crash. So we're going to watch it here on the replay, see if we can see what happened.
And that was a 3-wide gone wrong as you check it out on the EY97 machine on the high side. And him and the 50 made contact. That turned the 50 into the wall and right in front of the 28 machine. And some other cars made contact. 52, 17 hooked each other, and they just went sideways in front of the field, and not much room for many cars to go. Some of them just got caught up in that innocent bystanders, and here's your caution.
Yeah, that was, like you said, a 3-wide gone wrong there. Guys just really battling. We've seen a lot of 3-wide racing tonight, though. These guys have been going after it. So good hard racing there. Just unfortunately, it resulted in a crash, as pit road is going to be busy once again with a lot of race cars that have a lot more damage now to them, Trevor.
Yeah, we got the 97 coming down. We have the 52's been sitting on pit road. We have the 28 down here. The 17. Oh, the 05 is about a 45-degree angle as he goes down pit road. He's going to have to make sure that he gets into his pit stall safely there.
Yeah, it looks like Chris Cable, the 05, barely overshot his pit stall, but that car probably got more damage than anyone in this most recent crash there. And unfortunately for him, he's had a rough go of it tonight in that 05 machine.
And as we're pacing, it is the number 41, Chalmers Parker now, who will be leading. Haven't seen him necessarily in the first position all night yet, as we work lap 64 now out of 80. So we're going to have another shootout, and the laps are just ticking away, and the intensity is only going to grow. And judging based on what we've seen so far, it should get pretty wild here as we get to the end.
Yeah, just wanted to go along with what you were saying there about the 41 machine. He has only led 3 laps tonight, but he has been near the front most of the race. So that car relatively clean, a little bit of damage there to the rear, but that's not going to do much to your cars. These are late models. You're supposed to beat and bing these things around anyways. So he's got a pretty clean race car, and I'm telling you what, he's kind of creeping into the picture here at the right time. So we're going to have 15 laps to go, and they cross the stripe. So looks like he might be peaking at the right time, and I guarantee you that these guys aren't done going 3 wide. We've seen that all race long, so I'm sure we'll see it again.
And the 04 Mike King, we saw him battling up for about second position a couple laps ago. He is in 5th place, and Nick Silver in the number 30 machine into 4th place, and Justin Brooks, who dominated the beginning of this race, he will be starting 3rd position. So lots of guys, they're just showing up to the front, and we have a couple guys that have been hanging out there all night, so it'll be very interesting to see how they approach this restart. The leader obviously is going to get the big jump. He dictates the start, as pace lights, I believe, are off, and we're going to go green this time by.
Yep, we're going to go green back here again. Like I said, 15 to go right now, so 14 to go when they take the green flag. Just want to real quickly give a shout out to everyone over there in the chat room here, watching the race live here on E2 Live. Big shout out to you guys. Thanks for hanging out with us and watching the race. I would be over there chit-chatting, but there is a massive amount of talking going on, and I have no idea what's going on.
Hey, just a quick report before we go green here. Just keep an eye on that 91 car. He went down pit road, got some fresh tires, and doesn't have any damage on him, so he's going to be on the freshest tires of the non-damaged cars here, and he's sitting in 10th position on this restart.
Well, good observation there, Trevor. Keep an eye on the 91 as the Ford First Mustang pace car is going to take that dive. To the left, the 41 car is your leader, and he is on the gas. Pretty good start there. The 67, though, did not get a good start, and the 59 will clear him, who restarted in third, so Justin Brooks is going to jump right up, or excuse me, restarted in second. He's going to jump up into the second position now, and he's trying to look on the inside now, coming out of 2 of the 41 machine, but the battle for the lead here is probably going to pick up.
And he is looking to the inside. He's going to look for it again, dives it into turn 3, no contact. He's going to maintain it, and they're still side by side for second. The 67 and 04 are battling for second, but the 59 of Justin Brooks will pull back in line again behind the number 41 of Thomas Parker, and looks like he's not going to dive it in this time. Maybe ride around, gain some momentum, and look for the lead again.
Yeah, and the guy that you've been watching all night long, creeping in there again into the picture as the 67 got a little loose coming out of turn number 2 is that 04 machine of Mike King. He is on the inside trying to get third place. I think he's one of the few so far. Oh boy, that was really close though, coming out of 4. And we've got a wreck, and we got another wreck. The 67 goes around coming out of turn number 4, but we also had another crash, so we basically had simultaneous crash. The 17, the 00, and the 51 all crashed at the back of the field, but the 67 also made contact with the 04 of Mike King and spun. That was after the caution, though, came out. So that's going to hurt Sean's chances here tonight in this race.
And we just heard the 04 Mike King come over the radio apologizing for that, so obviously accidental contact, not intentionally taking anybody on. It happened right after the caution, so maybe someone checked up and the other person behind him didn't quite get the memo, didn't get any time. And that's the one thing with cautions here is if you're all tight together, you got to make it out of that. So we have another caution now, where we're on lap 69. We're going to take lap 70, 80 laps, and the only change we've seen is the number 54 now, Justin Brooks in second position.
Yeah, we just saw that replay there between the 51, the 17, and the 00. And I think the 51 machine, or maybe the 00, somebody looked like they just blew their engine. But anyways, the 00 car ran slap dab into the 17 machine. We're going to watch the replay here again. The 17 was trying to look on the inside, got a little bit into the 91 there, and those then the 87 car spun the 17, trying to avoid the 17 checking up, and unfortunately the 17 sitting right in the middle of the road. The 00 just pals right into him and had nowhere to go, which is unfortunate for him, and that was the original reason for the caution. But then of course the 67 and the 04 made contact, which caused the 67 to spin out.
And the 17 you see there on the E-line, barrel rolling down pit road. Hopefully Trevor out of the way of that. One thing that I did want to mention, the 67 did a good job there when he got spun of keeping it off the inside wall and not making any other contact. So he's currently shown 12th position as we still pace. So good job by that number 67 machine of keeping his car as clean as possible and keeping himself in contention maybe for a top 10 here.
And we're showing the 17 flipping again on pit road. His day just went from bad to worse, I guess, with that flip there on the entry to pit road. Trevor, you weren't hurt during all that, were you?
I was, the good thing I was working on my cardio earlier in the race there, running up and down pit road there, because I had to dive out of the way. I think I'm going to get a helmet for one of these crew members here, so I am safe in case that happens again. Yeah, we're going to have to get J.D. Webb to purchase you a helmet down there, so we don't have any of our own getting injured down there. So hopefully everyone was able to avoid the 17 machine. That was a pretty scary wreck there on the pit road. So looks like we might have pace car lights go off top the pace car. Trevor, any late breaking stories from pit road that we should know about? No, not really. This time it was just mostly people coming in and getting their damage done. The 67 car, which you mentioned was in that wreck, managed to get some repairs done, get some tires on there, and stay on the lead lap without losing a lap there. So a good job by his crew there.
Well, we are inside 10 laps to go here. Evan, the guy that you had been keeping an eye on, 04 Mike King, restarting third. I've been kind of keeping my eye on that 41. I don't know if I'm going to pick him or not, but I've been keeping my eye on him. So we're getting double filed up here for the restart. This is going to, you know, folks, we've had some intense racing, 2-3 wide all through the pack, but you ain't seen nothing yet, as I would like to say. So, Evan, we're coming to the green flag. Take us to the green, bud.
And it looks like third position got the better start there last time, so as we work through turn number 4, the first racing Ford Mustang pace car is going to dive into pit road, and the number 41 of Thomas Parker on the accelerator, but right next to him, the 59, Justin Brooks, not giving him any room now. The 41 is going to clear the 59 as they enter turn number 1. 59 doesn't look for the pass. He's going to maintain the middle groove, and here comes the 04 pushing up the track. Drove it hard into the corner, and they're going to single file out to about 6th position down the backstretch.
7.5 laps to go here in this race. Business is picking up its go time now to try and take the win. The 41 car, a couple of car length lead. Everyone else behind him pretty much single file until towards the rear of the top 10 here. We've got a couple of cars 3 wide back there now as they come off of turn 4. But that settles out a little bit there. 41 though, 7 laps to go. He's got a fairly comfortable lead here, Evan, and looks like he is doing what he needs to do to try and bring home the victory.
And he is, and one thing that he wants that 04 car to get a burst of speed, because Mike King right behind Justin Brooks, if they get too wide, that's going to significantly slow them down, and that's only going to help the 41 machine. So right now it's his to lose, so to speak. He's out front. If he hits his marks, I think he should be good to go, but don't count out the 59 there, though. Justin Brooks, he's shown that he has had speed earlier in the race, and it's going to be interesting to see if he can close it off with about 5 laps to go here at New Hampshire.
And the 30 car, Nick Silver, is kind of stuck on the... Oh, boy, the 18 just clobbered the outside wall coming out of turn number 2. He nailed the wall right there. Hopefully it didn't wreck that, or hurt that car too much. There's another 3 wide. I don't know if that's going to work. The 91 got really loose. And remember, the 91, Trevor informed us, was on new tires, so he's got some fresh rubber. He's really making his way up to the field. He restarted 10th a couple of cautions ago, and now he's battling for the 4th position there under the 30 of Nick Silver. And, boy, this is going to get close coming off turn 2. But the 91 definitely showing that fresher tires right now is the way to go, as he is flying up through the field. But unfortunately, I think he's going to run out of time to catch the leaders as he clears the 30.
A little too late. The 30 looks to try to fight back on the inside, but the fresh tires kick in there. 91, Justin Rose now, he's going to take over that 4th position. Back up front, Chalmers Parker still in the lead now. He's opened up a 0.8 second gap now as the 04 of Mike King looks to the inside of the number 59 for Justin Brooks. 2nd position battle, but still up front. Chalmers Parker looks like he has this in the bag.
Yeah, Chalmers Parker likes what he sees as his rearview mirror. That 04 and 59 racing side by side. Oh, slight contact coming out of turn number 4 between those two. But boy, these guys are racing hard, doing every... Oh, contact now is down the front straightaway. Justin Brooks got into the 04 and immediately apologized for it, though. But that was really close. As now Mike King fighting back hard on the inside with 3 to go.
And Justin Rose now, the 91 machine on those fresh tires, looks to make it 3 wide into turn number 3 for 2nd position as they're coming to 2 laps to go. Everyone clean so far. Real tight, pushes up, slight contact with the 04, slight contact again. 91 machine now looks like he's going to assume that 3rd position. Not easily, though. A couple bit of contact. Looks like the 04 now wants to look to the inside. The challenge dives it in there real hard, pushes up the racetrack. Almost gets into the 91 there.
Yeah, the 91 car is on a mission. Those 4 fresh tires are proving that he is the fastest car right now. But like we said, unfortunately, he's not going to be able to catch the leader of the 41 machine, but he is going to do everything he can. Well, that was close with him in the 04 to get the 2nd position there, but Chalmers Parker now coming across the start-finish line, and we are on the last lap here of tonight's race. He has well over a 1.3 second lead, so all he has to do is just bring it around 2 more corners, and the 41 machine is going to take a trip to victory lane.
He's about 2/10 quicker than everybody else as he enters turn number 3, the number 41 of Chalmers Parker. He got what he needed on the restart. He did what he needed on the short 10 lap, and we have a crash off the back, but that doesn't matter. White flag, and the number 41, Chalmers Parker, will cross the start-finish line. Your winner.
Big crash, though. The 59 machine goes around the 91 machine. Big crash here on the front straightaway. Nick Silver is going to sneak away with a second-place finish. And it looks like the 18 machine is going to get third. And I couldn't tell you who finished anywhere after that, as everyone was basically crashing coming to the start-finish line to finish out the race. As the 91 machine made a dive there coming to the checkered flag, as you're going to watch it here on the E-line, to try and get around the 59 for the second position. And unfortunately ran out of room between him and the 59, got in the back of him there, and a big crash ensued there as they all basically crashed coming to the checkers there. But I tell you one guy who doesn't really care about all that, that's the 41 machine, who's going to burn it down here on the front straightaway after taking the victory in tonight's race.
And he has won from the title sponsor some great prizes. We'll get to that later. But it looks like really turn forward, first position was really the only thing locked in there, because so many cars there just go and pedal to the metal for the win contact, and once they spun in front of people, not much you can do there. And so many other cars coming full speed trying to get to the checkered flag. So interesting finish there. The 04 got plowed by the 59 well after the start-finish line. No one's going to be checking up there at the start-finish line, so everyone's just gunning to get any consolation position. But Chalmers Parker, the number 41 machine, is your winner of the SARA vs. Cars All-Star Invitational race here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway.
And what a drive that Chalmers Parker did there. He led 19 laps in tonight's race. But I think we're going to take a quick commercial break and step away. We're going to come back with our post-race show, talk to our race winner, maybe even a couple of other people here in the top three. So we'll be right back here.
Landon Huffman coming to a comfortable lead, coming out of 2. He's got about 8 car lengths, put it half a second over to Wayne Vincent as Chad Cole works the number 2 spot. Time is running out. Vincent's got it. Cole wants it to the wall. Chevrolet puts the bumper to the 13 of Vincent. Vincent not backing down. He's in second. You know, and we got one car on the bottom of the 10 car.
Inside SimRacing.tv, the fastest show on the internet. Sim racing news and reviews since 2007, with new shows every week.
And welcome back to the SARA vs. Cars All-Star Invitational race here from New Hampshire Motor Speedway. And I am on the, we have caught up with your third place finisher, the number 18 of Sean Breitzman. And Sean, in practice you were 13th, didn't necessarily have the greatest speed, didn't qualify, so you had to start back in 22nd. Walk us through how you managed to get up there to third.
Yeah, we couldn't qualify. We transferred in on the Can-Am showdown, and just overall kind of pit strategy. I had the competition caution, and took that, got as much fuel as I could in the car, and then just try to stay away from the wrecks that were happening. So got up there and kind of stayed up there for the most part.
And speaking of the wrecks, as we were watching up here from the broadcast booth, these cars looked wicked loose, and it looked like passing was really difficult. Can you comment on how this race went from behind the wheel?
Yeah, it seems like you had to have a loose setup to get around, and it seemed like the high side worked a whole lot better for most cars. But it wasn't easy to pass on the low side. I mean, you couldn't keep your speed up, so.
And definitely a good night. And did you have any particular pit strategy? We noticed, obviously, with this competition caution that came out around lap 25, that would really shake things up. So this was most definitely not your average race. So what was the strategy entering this race, knowing you were at the back? Did you think you had to make any crazy calls on pit road, maybe stay out an extra time to be able to get up to the front?
I thought about it. It just didn't have to do that. Thankfully, the cautions kind of fell our way a little bit, and being part of one caution kind of put us back there. But the way the cautions fell and everything, and the big wreck on the restart there kind of changed my pit strategy completely.
And as you mentioned, you did make it in on that showdown race, which is why you did not get the qualifier. So you started back in 22nd. Definitely a strong car for you tonight. Any shout-outs you want to throw out there?
I'd just like to shout out Can-Am, Greg Netherwood, Patrick Hahi, and Chris High. They put on a great series, and thanks to the SARA people as well. They did an awesome job organizing, getting gifts and prizes and all that to give out to the drivers.
And that was the number 18, Sean Brightsman. He will take home third place tonight in the Cars vs. SARA All-Star Invitational Race.
Thank you, guys.
And congratulations to him, and I'm sitting now down here with the second place finisher, the 30 machine of Nick Silver. And Nick, I tell you what, that was a crazy ending there. You were running about, what, 4th or 5th there coming out of the last turn, then all of a sudden you snuck into 2nd. Tell us about that last corner.
I had a feeling they were gonna get into each other. I honestly thought it was going to happen sooner, so it was a little bit of a surprise when it happened out of 4, and I just kept it in the throttle and was hoping none of them would come down and outside and take me out.
Well, you had a pretty strong run there all night long. You worked your way up throughout the field. Tell us about the race overall in general, and did you have anything exciting happen to you?
Well, I got involved partially in the first caution, then I think it was maybe the second wreck, but no caution came out. I actually got spun out. So pretty much whole race, I just wanted to make it to the first segment, fix the car, use that one quick repair, and then after that it was really all about survival. And getting to the end, everyone was racing real hard.
Well, I would say you did a fantastic job there of the survival, sneaking through to get a second place finish there, Nick. Any shout-outs that you have for any sponsors or anyone you want to thank?
I got to thank Can-Am Racing. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be in this race. Got to thank Can-Am and SARA for putting this on. This is great, and thanks to you guys for broadcasting it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is your second place finisher tonight, who survived and dodged all the chaos there coming out of 4, with Nick Silver taking second place tonight. And I believe Trevor Cameron is down there in our victory lane with our winner.
Yes, I'm down here with the driver of the 41 car. We have Cody Parker here. That was an interesting race for you there, Cody, and those last bunch of laps were, I'm guessing that you were looking in your rearview mirror and just happy with what you're seeing with the guys battling hard and letting you drive away from the field at the end.
Yeah, we had a good car all night. Me and Justin Brooks are teammates. We were running the same setup, so I knew me and him was going to be close. I'd seen in the first segment what I was going to do was just see what everybody had, and it looked like it was just between me, Brooks, and Rosenow. And then after Rosenow got into it with Casto, and Casto stacked up the field, it damaged Brooks' car, so that kind of slowed him down some on the straightaways. And once I got past all of them, it was sailing from there. But got to thank Can-Am, Greg Netherwood, and all them guys over there, SARA, all them guys over there for putting on this show. It was a great race. I thank them all for the prizes, the sponsors they got. And also got to thank my sponsors, Can-Am Racing Series, for coming on board this season, and everybody at Chandler Parker Driving School.
Well, looks like you've been here before. I'm looking at the through the media sheet here, and it sounds like you win a lot of races, Cody. So I'm guessing you're just used to being interviewed in Victory Lane here and know all the sponsors and everything.
Yeah, I try my best. I just wish the luck would come in real life, but I'm just glad to see that we had a Can-Am top 6 and 8 of the top 10 were Can-Am drivers. So congrats to all them guys there that finished. I just hate my teammate Brooks got wrecked there at the last turn, and we could have had a 1-2 for the team. But good job for everybody, and thank ETV for broadcasting.
Well, big congratulations to you, Cody, and you got a bucket full of prizes you're going to be walking away from here. So congratulations on the race tonight. Well-deserved win.
Thank you, guys.
And that was your winner from tonight's race. Congratulations goes out to him again. We saw a lot of beating and banging out there tonight, guys, with all of these 25 drivers in this SARA versus Cars race tonight. And a great finish, a wild finish there with all that wrecking there. Any final thoughts from down on pit road there, Mr. Cameron?
Well, it was an interesting race from seeing a lot of cars getting their damage repaired and getting a lot of guys down there trying to get just kind of trying to work through to get to the end of that race there. I mean, there wasn't a lot of strategy on pit road, but there was certainly more hammers than wrenches or lug nut wrenches, I think, from what we saw tonight. But interesting race all around.
That it was. And Evan, how about you? Any final thoughts from the fantastic race we saw here tonight?
And I'll tell you, only the first about 10 or so laps was tame, and then once we got to that point, seemed like it was the last lap, every lap. Some great racing, and just need to throw out there that those first 10 laps were sponsored by the PaidToRace.com, and those closing 10 laps, which were pretty crazy, was sponsored by Fast Track Sims, the TCR1 Pro Sim chassis. So a lot of great prizes, great sponsorships going out for this All-Star Invitational event, and I'm just happy I got to be a part of it and see this great racing from the track.
Well, that will about do it for our show tonight. Just wanted to say once again, thanks to all of our sponsors that sponsored tonight's race. We saw a lot of great racing, a lot of wild racing, especially like Evan said, not too long after we got the start of the race underway. We saw a lot of beating and banging and a fantastic finish for the win there. For myself, Trevor, and Evan, I think that will about do it. Remember, you can check out the ETV Live races every single week. We have something on the TV for you to listen or watch and listen to. But we also have the ETV Live radio where you can listen to classic rock and different radio shows, starting with the Irish Indie Radio Show tomorrow night at 8:30 on ETV Live Radio. So check out www.etv-eplay.net and figure out what all you can listen to and watch throughout each week. So from all of us here at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.